It's v.h.s.x. What do you mean?
All right, everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we have another video suggested by one of you guys in the Discord community. Well, in this case, it's actually a few of you guys. So Siberian had suggested this. Domichi has suggested this. We're going to be talking about this video from Horcerer that has to do with perk balancing, the state of the game. It has a very interesting. I like to see it. I'm really happy to see that more people are bringing some attention to this topic because it's one of the biggest glaring problems having to do with the, Dead by Daylight has a problem is the title of the video with Horcerer. So visual videos in the description. We're not watching the full thing. We are covering specific talking points for those of you that are unaware on how you're supposed to do these things. So let's get into it.
Last time we actually got a patch that changed how the game played, or one that actually shifts the strength of meta perks that have been ran since 2017. Sprint Burst, a perk that is wholly meta-defining, has been unchanged since patch 1.5.0, which is in 2017. That's 9 years ago. I've lived 10 different lives since then. Dead by Daylight has been having a perk creep issue for a long time, and it's seriously been putting me off the game as a...
Thank you, Horcerer, for mentioning that, because that is something that I have been talking about for quite some time. I think that Sprint Burst is a perk that had needed to be nerfed years ago. That needed to be fixed years ago. And it is still meta to this day. Still ridiculous to this day. Especially against the M1 killers, which are a good chunk of the actual roster. And it promotes mindless gameplay instead of actual strategy and actually using your perks correctly. Horcerer has covered Sprint Burst as a whole in the past, and I've covered that video, which I can try to find that, put that at the end of this one. But at the end of the day, he's completely right. This perk has not been changed, adjusted, looked at for many years. And I find it really ironic because it's like anything that we've ever seen meta on killer has currently been nerfed. I mean, we've seen that time and time and time again. Right? Pain Res is already a shadow of its former self. I would only say that there's only like maybe one perk that just came to mind. Maybe Surge. Maybe Surge. And I can't even say that's fully meta because only half the rosters can use it. Because it's M1 focused. You can't get Surge value on Blight or Wesker because those are M2s or nerfs. So even then. But regardless. Pain Res, shadow of its former self. Deadlock, shadow of its former self. Corrupt, also pretty bad at currently. That got nerfed pretty quick. Ruin, probably some of the worst it's ever been. Totems have been the worst they've ever been. Honestly, anything meta on killer has been removed, nerfed, gutted, punched in the stomach. I mean, we even seen like anti-heal. Sloppy Butcher was nerfed. Right? So notice that like any time we've ever seen any meta on killer, even Call of Brian got nerfed recently. So anytime there's a meta for killer, it's always getting destroyed. It's always gone. It's over. Every time. And I'm saying I noticed that. And yet, people still have the audacity to say that the game is killer favored, it's killer sided, and it's like, but in what way? Sprint Burst hasn't been fixed in years. Exhaustion perks haven't really been touched in years. They've been pretty much the same for years. Still doing the same things for years. You've gotten recent perks that have buffed those exhaustion perks with the vigil changes, with the Ghost Notes edition. But so, what? Like, Blight has been nerfed. Nurse's add-on got nerfed. Like, the list goes on and on and on. And it's crazy to me because these kinds of changes keep coming for the killer side, and a lot of people are just stepping away. They're like, yo, this is not fun anymore. I am one of those people. I've pretty much retired my main character because of how bad the state of the game is. And that right there, from just that section right there from Horcerer's video, breaks it down beautifully. There has been no perk shakeups, no perk anything that lasts for more than a month, for killer at least. And then, of course, if anything's broken or exploitable, that stays there for months. On Survivor, I mean, Streetwise was the glaring like response that we've seen. Oh, we're not gonna try to kill switch that perk. We're gonna leave it there because that's not a big issue. Like, what? The second infinite gets like put onto something that isn't supposed to be infinite, probably needs to be kill switch, and that's what they did with Legion recently. Quick to kill switch Legion, but somehow they can't get Streetwise kill switch when it takes what, a second? Come on now. It's just ridiculous at this point.
Or anything along those lines, it just kind of feels like shit. It's also really annoying when people that only play one side have such inflammatory opinions on game balance and what is healthy for the game and both sides. Like, yes, anonymous mode, the Blight, please tell me more about how we should bring back one down insta-kill Moris. Yes, anon mode, Ace Visconti, tell me more about how we should bring back BNPs that instantly complete generators. Or even Sabo, which could be 99'd on every single hook on the map. Yes, that sounds awesome. The whole reason I'm making this video is because
that's the crazy part that I want to add on to, you know, what Horcerer is saying, because we see that a lot in the DVD community on both sides, as you can see. And the ironic part about that is that you have people that genuinely believe they're being neutral or non-biased by trying to call out those things and just complain and blame everybody for being biased when directly you're being biased in your own way. You know what I mean? And bias is pretty much impossible to avoid, and that's the point that I'm trying to get at. But there's genuinely people that believe that they're above it all because they're on the fence, and it's like, dude, if the evidence is there, that's what we go off of. Like, we're not making stuff up. This is what we do. Unlike a good chunk, the majority, you could say a chunk or majority of the DVD community bases all of their beliefs and ideas and changes and all these suggestions off of literally things that are just in their imagination, because none of those things are actually proven with facts or even video evidence. Because never in their minds does it ever cross that it's like, maybe it's a skill problem, maybe it's them that needs to improve at the goddamn game. For a single second do they ever believe that it's a skill problem. Ironically enough, right? Because it's funny that as you guys have, who are been a part of this community, are always quick to point out, oh, killers need to constantly get better, and every strategy they use means that you're just bad at the game. And it's like, if a killer doesn't need to use strategy, what does that tell you about the people they're going against? Right? This sounds ridiculous. But regardless, tying it back onto what Horcerer is saying, these same people are going to sit there and say that you're one of those two, like, you know, drastic sides just because you disagree with what they're saying. Oh, you're just biased to killers, so therefore you don't know what you're talking about. It's like, no, there's video evidence of these things. We have patch notes, we have statistics. Like, we're looking at these things because they are public information that is being given to us, or going off of what historically has occurred from the balancing, historically has occurred with the patches. The heroes is like, these things are proven, and we can tell, like, yo, there's a favoritism going on, because let's look at the patches, let's look at the impact of those changes, let's look at these nerfs that occur, let's look at the buffs that occur, let's look at these things. And that's the problem, right? They clearly are favoring a particular side. It's not like we're just making it up, because there's a lot of people that do. But I'm just calling it like I see it, right? Because notice just just even the most basic of things, the most basic example we've used earlier, where it's like they are kill switching an infinite power, right? Because Legion had infinite power, that was the bug. But yet they couldn't kill switch a perk that had infinite items, like infinite item usage. Like, what? So you can't use your power infinitely, but you can use your items infinitely? Like, doesn't that sound already like there's some kind of strange, like, sort of favoritism going on? Like, that already just sounds insane. Like, what the hell? But that's what they decided to do, and it's really strange. It's really strange because Made for This lasted for like 9 months. That was an insanely broken perk for a while. Lasted for 9+ months. Killers had a Hex build meta for maybe a week. So it's like, dude, like, we can pinpoint these things. So that's mainly like my problem, I would say, with the game and its balancing. It's like we're not holding both sides to the same standards. We're not trying to either nerf both sides or buff both sides at the same time. You're just favoriting and favoriting instead of trying to equalize the playing field. If you're gonna sit there and hold the survivor's hands, hold everybody's hand. Go, you know what? We're gonna make the game easier for everybody. Make it fair. I'm not saying I want that in the game, obviously, but I'm just saying, like, it's ridiculous that how you can only buff the one end and not the other. You can't give any quality of life to the other end when you're giving it only to one. That's just crazy to me. But regardless,
I had a game that is, well, it was on RPD, a map that is notoriously bad for RNG on a perk I was using, Scourgehook Pain Resonance. I literally had no point in the game where I could use this perk because no chase ended in range of a Scourgehook.
Yep.
My first chase of the game went a little bit long, I'm not gonna lie, so my Undying was found and destroyed before I got my first down with 3 generators left.
yep.
Did I play perfectly? No. But half my build just doesn't work this game. I get someone on Death Hook and Shoulder the Burden shows up. Now I can't kill anybody at all. I get someone hooked near the end game, they're saved, and I hook their rescuer, an Ada, who I hadn't seen the entire game. Take a wild guess on what happens next after they open the gate.
Deliverance. That's what I'm going to assume. Deliverance. Do it. Deliverance. 3, 2, 1, Deliverance.
She uses Deliverance,
Yep.
and after...
Yep, there it is. Woo! Yup. I knew that shit was coming. Oh, yeah. Yup. 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 I knew it was coming. Like, yup. Yup. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Oh, wow. And they still will look at this and somehow say it's killer favored, bro. When there are scenarios where your perk will just never work, even though, like, and it's not like the survivors brought anything to counter your perks. They just don't work because of map. Like, what the fuck? Yo. Oh, man. I'm just glad I predicted that because I knew it was coming. I mean, honestly, I've gone against that nonsense. Golly. Like, so many times. I already know it's coming. Like,
the patch that updated borrowed time, she has a 15-second nah window where I literally cannot do anything. She walks out of the gate because she has 15 seconds of borrowed time for free. On self unhook in the end game. I waited as long as humanly possible and she still gets out.
Yep. Yep. And the timer, there was a little timer on the top of the screen as well. 12 seconds out of 15 because Deliverance. Because Deliverance. Mm-hmm. And that's the BS that I'm talking about with this goddamn game. You got some perks out here that just do some nonsense. And in what scenario do you counter this? Right? Because what I find so ridiculous is that if you decide to not hook people, all of a sudden all the entitled survivor players want to get mad and complain and make videos about it. And then it's like, but this scenario will happen pretty often. Where you have a bad match and then you get double, triple the down of the bad match, or you get 0 kills. He probably could have had 1 kill at least, maybe 2. But 2 perks just decided to delete all that. Even if it was a bad match. 1 or 2, that would have been fine. Like, that's okay. But bro didn't go against skill. He didn't go against strategy. Bro, like, 2 of them pressed 1 button. That was literally it. They walked up to a hook, pressed shoulder the burning, boom, all your pressure's gone. He hooks at the end game. Oh, goodbye. Hopped off by themselves. You're like, what? And what scenario is any of that have to do with how the player is performing? It's out of your hands because the perk effect does what it does. That's stupid. Like, what the hell are we talking about? Because of their hand-holding mechanics they add in, boom, 15 seconds. It only takes them 10. Only takes them 11. They're already out for free. What? Like, come on now, bro. If there was some kind of killer equivalent where people were unable to exit the gate without hooking, without hitting anyone, without downing anyone, without even looking in the direction of a survivor, you just exist, right? Because people would say, oh, but bloodwarden requires hooking. Let's say that there's a perk that just blocks the gate for a full 3 minutes at the end game just because you exist, like just because you're a survivor. The amount of rage and frustration that these survivors would experience, they would be dropping post after post after post on Twitter, Reddit, forum, whatever. They would be losing their minds. They'd be like, what is up with this perk? This is broken. But yet, the equivalent is right here. Like, what are we talking about? Bro decided to just hook once and gets punished for it. Like, what are we talking about?
Why does it offer haste? Why does it offer borrowed time? And it's not like I could have prevented the Deliverance, since again, with the safe unhook conditions being made completely impossible to fail thanks to the base kit BT for 15 seconds.
Yep.
And it's odd that Deliverance hasn't been changed to reflect that. This Ada can farm her teammate right off hook, directly in my face, and against 90% of killers, Deliverance is going to get value no matter how well or how badly they play. Why?
And you know what's even funnier is that if Horcerer decided to just hit her, she still gets a movement speed boost because of the endurance hit. So then she still makes it out. Like, whether he were to hit the survivor, whether he would try to follow them, it doesn't matter. It's completely an out, no matter how you slice it. That is ridiculous.
So many perks are like this with just insane design. We can talk about killer perk design in a bit, but I have the talking stick and I'm pressed about this, okay?
Yep, there it is. These two perks are ridiculous. Ridiculous. Holy shit. Insane. I gotta hear this.
Killer perk design in a bit, but I have the talking stick and I'm pressed about this, okay?
I gotta hear this.
Shoulder the Burden is objectively the most broken perk in the game, genuinely.
Yes,
if you say
thank
that
you.
any killer perk comes close to it, at this point, it's a lack of knowledge on the game. That isn't a slight at anybody, but I have, again, 6,000 hours on Dead by Daylight. And
I have half of that, and I already know that it's a fucking problem. Honestly, I would play the game more if the game wasn't so stupid, wasn't so broken. Like, it's just so dumb that these perks exist, and you have people that will genuinely say it's not. It's just somehow fair. I'm like, what are we talking about? Are we playing the same goddamn game? You're literally removing complete pressure with a single press of a button, and that's my issue with a lot of perks on that side. Is that a lot of perks will just delete, or even items will just delete all your pressure in a single button press instead of it requiring setup and timing to actually be able to pull off correctly. The amount of effort is unequal between the two. If it's taking me like I have to outsmart and outplay an experienced player to get the down, and then somebody with like 2 hours on the game can just click and press a button, blind you, to delete all of that effort. At that point, it's like, why even play the game anymore? Because, oh, they just got downed in the middle of an area with no wall. Like, what? If you can sit there and get like a hook or two, and then that hook just gets removed because of a perk, in what scenario do you prevent that? Like, there's no counterplay, there's no playing around it, there's nothing interesting about that gameplay. You're literally just getting a hook just deleted because. Like, so your pressure is gone, and yet their pressure and progress continues to progress quicker and quicker and quicker. In what scenario does that fair? In what scenario is that fun? In what scenario does that actually make any goddamn sense when, like, with this type of balancing? That just makes no goddamn sense.
And the fact that this perk, Shoulder the Burden, has basically literally zero downsides for a free get someone else off death hook is insane to me.
I completely agree. And the reason I say that is because notice that when you look at the Shoulder the Burden description, it says that it makes them exposed for 60 seconds at level 1, 50 at level 2, 40 at level 3. So if it's at level 3, which is a majority of everybody who ever plays the game ever, 40 seconds is immediately nullified by map size, immediately nullified by Vigil, because people tend to run Vigil quite a bit, that offers 66% recovery from every status effect in the game. So it's just completely removed by the time anyone can get close enough, let alone the fact that it's exposed, which means that the only characters in the game that are getting any value from exposed are characters that focus on M1ing. So a character like Blight will never get value. A character like Nerfs will never get value. So their supposed downside is just a non-point, because no character besides an M1 can get an insta-down with exposed. Unless you can somehow have it where the Blight's directly in front of their face and is able to down them with an M1, which in most cases is inefficient. You wouldn't want to use your M1 on an M2 character if you can help it. So it just seems very pointless to even have this effect, because it does nothing. I mean, in what scenario is everyone going down to that expose? Because if you just wait till he leaves and just press shoulder the burden right when you're unhooking, you're completely safe. Or just hide somewhere. I mean, there's plenty of pallets too. So it's not like you're gonna go down or something. Like, it's ridiculous. But I want to know what you guys think in the comment section, man. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Hit the like, hit the sub, man. Check out the original video from Horcerer, linked in the description, so you can actually watch the full thing, hear what Horcerer has to say about the topic. I want to know what you guys think, of course, so far about what I'm talking about. Hit this like, hit the sub, man. Become a member on YouTube or Patreon. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, let's go ahead and read off these wonderful members. We got Patreon, Crow Vader. All my YouTube members, Brando, Evil Blade, Cap Courteous, WTF You're Not JLo, Evil Peach, Hargan Falcon, Dole Whip, Noxus, Zero Mocker, Jack, Christian, and Crow Vader. Really appreciate you guys supporting, man. And if you also subbed on Twitch, just know that you got love coming your way too. Appreciate you guys, man.